have to do an ASMR podcast to make people fall asleep. It's just me talking about Pokemon and drag.
I fell asleep watching a video of it snowing.
It was, in fact, snowing in Pittsburgh. So
Not at night. And not with synth sound.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. We're here to review Pokemon.
I'm putting fart sounds all over that. I want you to know. You're doing that and I'm like, fart sound, train siren. Computer, add a fart sound. Hi, hello, back to my channel. My name is Pineapple Honeydew, but you already knew that. Today, I'm very excited because we are talking Pokemon. I heard you, oh wait, I have a special guest. I heard you make a noise and I was like, what the fuck is that?
what is that?
I'm here with a special guest. Speak Valentina.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, there are tears streaming down my face. Okay, wait. Hi, my name is Anemia Blunt. I'm a local drag entertainer to the Pittsburgh city, and yeah, you might have seen me on Twitter, you might have seen me on Instagram, you might have seen me scissoring pineapple in multiple videos on our said Instagram.
Cut to the videos. Why did I say
I
videos?
can eat that boy for lunch. Wait, is it boy?
It's girl.
It's girl.
That's like the point of the song.
No, literally, it's lesbianism.
It's
Yeah,
lesbianism.
No. Thank you, Billie Eilish. I posted a little tweet on Twitter that said, "Hey divas, should I do a binder tour? I just got done at a Pokemon card show." 5 minutes later, I said, "You know what will give this tweet a lot more traction? If I say, should I do it with @Pineapple Honeydew?" And then I went to her profile and saw that she hadn't been on for about 3 months.
No, Anemia texted me and said she wanted to do a binder tour, and I was already planning on filming this week a binder tour, so I said, let's do it together. We both have, you have 2 binders and then something special, and I have 2 big binders and then something special.
Yes, I brought my binder and then I brought my boyfriend's binder because we have been collecting at a lot of the recent card shows and both have a lot of really fun things to show off.
I collected Pokemon cards for maybe like a year, and then I kind of stopped the past year and I just got back into it like a month ago. But I told myself that if I was gonna get back into it, I was gonna have a clear vision of cards that I want to collect, because I would normally just go and spend a bunch of money on random cards that most of the time I had never even seen before I stepped into the shop. I'm very excited. We are gonna go kind of backwards order. We're gonna save the best for last. So
Yes.
if you want to see like our cards that we both really love, you gotta watch to the end of the video. Don't skip forward. We'll know. We'll know if you skip forward. We're transgender. We can see everything. Who wants to go first?
Honestly, sure. So in my binder, my personal little binder, on my first page on my grass types, I have a lot of Superior cards. The first generation that I like fully played through, like when it was coming out, was Gen 5. But Superior was always my favorite. I love the Snivy line. In my opinion, it is the best starter. I have a Servine with some Pokeballs and a Superior up here. And then I have a first edition Executor as well that is really fun. And then I also have a couple other ones. They're full arts. They suck. I have a Toad Squirrel because I thought they were like the silliest guys from Paldea. I have Gardenia's Roserade from the Trainer Gallery. To continue on, I have Pineapple's favorite type.
Squirt
Water.
type.
She's drippy. I love Clauncher so much. He's like my favorite little guy. So I have the Clauncher from, I believe this is the Scarlet and Violet base set. Clawitzer? I've never known how to pronounce it.
Clawitzer.
Clawitzer.
Clauncher and Clawitzer.
Yeah, so I think they're just so silly. And then I also have Wugtrio. I love Wugtrio. Then my electric types. So my whole thing is that I like anything that is dragon type or vaguely lizard and reptile shaped. I love Toxtricity, and I have a shiny one, and I have the twin card from Fusion Strike. Little continuation, I have a Boltund.
I love Boltons.
And then I have my fighting types. I have Cynthia's Garchomp. Cynthia is my favorite trainer, as she is for so many people. Continuing on, I have my normal types. I am not very fond of normal types in the games. There are some that I will choose just because, you know, ghost type immunity, whatever. I have Mousehold, which I want to collect the whole Mousehold and Tandemaus line that they released for the Paldea Evolved. And then I have one of my favorite cards of all time. It is the Porygon Z card. Like, when I pulled this, I genuinely gasped because it was so fierce. And then continuing on, boom, boom, boom. So as I mentioned earlier, dragon types are my favorite type. Haxorus will be my favorite Pokemon. and then Dragonite will be my favorite Pokemon. Dragonite obviously like is the OG. Like that's baby. But then Haxorus came out whenever I was a kid, and that thing was like nuclear. I have my Dragonite collection. It's still ever growing. I want to own every Dragonite card. Obviously, Ascended Heroes came out with literally the best Dragonite card. These are my babies. But then I have my Psychic types. Nothing really too special. I'm not crazy about Psychic type Pokemon. However, Duosion, Rheoniclus, and Solosis are my favorite Psychic types. I love them, the little jelly babies from Gen 5. So I just, at the Pokemon card show I was at, got the 2 from the black and white set, and I'm missing the last one. My Musharna, which you should check out Omega in Cleveland's Pokemon show. I got to be Musharna in the last one that I was in, and it was it's also Pineapple Show. And I knew that because guess who booked me for it?
Me.
Steel types get nothing because they deserve nothing. I have my dragon types, Dracopult and Dracloak, Rayquaza, my favorite legendary. I hate Paldea as a region, but I love the trainers. At the end of my personal binder is a type that I hate.
It's a shared hatred between us.
It is a shared hatred, and it is fire types.
Fire types. People always are shocked when I say that I normally go through Pokemon games with no fire type.
Yeah, same here. Okay, well, I'm excited to get into your first binder.
I'm excited too. So I have 3 binders. This big pink one is what I like to call my things that I like binder. My other 2 binders are a little bit more themed than this, but this is kind of like my honorable mention. There's a lot of Pokemon that I love, and I have a lot of cards because a lot of the Pokemon that I love are bulk. This is the biggest binder I have.
And unlike me, these pages are full.
They are full. I had a medical license at one point in my life, and it funded. So first opening up, we have obviously Anemia said my favorite type is water. She's correct. My second favorite type is ice. This used to be all underwater cards, and then I kind of changed the structure of my binders. So these are my like water and ice type kind of cards. Dead in the middle is the vanillish card where he's working at a little ice cream shop. I don't know why, but I told myself that I love this card so much that I wasn't gonna order it. I was gonna wait until I found it in person, and that was like 2 years ago. And I just found it when we went to the card show, and it was $3. So these are just other full arts that I have. So I have like a Kingler VMAX. I also love this Minior card. This Execute card was one that I was looking for. I don't love Execute,
but that card is so cute.
It's very cute. People hate the trainer cards, and I understand it. I love the trainer cards. I mean, it makes sense, but especially with the trainer that I love. I love Poppy, and I love Amaris, and I love Grusha. You're gonna see in the video when you said steel types deserve nothing, I was like, because Steel type is one of my top 5. Next page is all of my Staryu and Starmie. Starmie was one of my favorite Pokemon as a kid, but somehow I just ended up having Starmie and Staryu cards, and I feel like people buy them for me. And then my babies, I have Poliwag and Poliwhirl. I really don't have any Poliwrath, and I'm not interested in a Politoed. I like these cameo cards because I think it really like sets collectors apart. So I just happen to have these 2 like really vintage fisherman cards that happen to have the whole Poliwag line on them. Oh yeah, this is probably my favorite card that's ever been made. Honestly, these guys weren't really on my radar until I fell in love with this card.
It's so gorgeous. I feel like that happened to a lot of people.
So I was talking to Anemia about this video literally yesterday, and she said, I'm surprised you don't have any Seal and Dugong cards. So I have a whole page of Seal, and then I have only 2 Dugong, and there's a Seal and a Dugong coming out in the new set. Then I have my Merrills, then I have Tentacool and Tentacruel, which again, Pokemon I like. Didn't know how much I liked Horsey until I was able to literally fill up an entire page with Horsey. And then I have my Seadras, and I have the really cool Kingdra. I have my Slowpokes. I love Slowbro. Shiny Slowbro is probably my favorite shiny. And then I have one Slowking card. I don't like Slowking. It's a cool card. Then I have my other Pookie, Finneon and Lumineon. I literally want to get this art tattooed. And I have Remoraid and Octillery, Cetitan and Citadel that I love, the Vanillite line, I have Sneasel and Weavile, Magikarp and Gyarados I do love, and then Goldeen and Seaking I do love. I have Squirtle. I only have one Wartortle card. He's my favorite from the line, and I don't have any Blastoise. Shelter and Cloyster. Cloyster is still to this day one of my favorite Pokemon. Cloyster is probably like the first Pokemon that I remember being like, I like that one. And then Eevee, again, not a huge Eevee fan, but I weirdly had a lot of Eevee cards. I am a big fan of Vaporeon and Glaceon, so I have all of those down here. Vaporeon's my favorite evolution. I think I just give off the energy that I love Glaceon, so throughout my life, people have gifted me a lot of Glaceon things, so I have a lot of these Glaceon cards. One of my all-time favorites.
The baby.
My baby, my little Pookie, Teddy Ursa, and then Ursaring, and then Ursaluna, Blood Moon Ursaluna. I love Doduo and Dodrio as well. Same with what Anemia said, where she has like a favorite type and then a favorite genre. I love water and ice types, but I weirdly love bird Pokemon. I don't like birds in real life, but I love the bird Pokemon. I guess I could have waited to say that because this is my Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, and then more importantly, Hoot Hoot and Noctowl, which I love.
I remember falling in love with Hoot Hoot and Noctowl back in
the anime.
The anime, whenever Ash caught the shiny
Noctowl, which I did not know until like recently that it was shiny. And then I also have a cameo card. This one has more than one Pokemon, but Hoot Hoot is like dead center. So I was like, let me put it on the Hoot Hoot page. With Chansey and Blissey, Wooloo and Dubwool, Cleffa, Clefairy, and Clefable. This Cleffa card, probably my second favorite card that I have. Fido and Dashbun, Cutiefly and Rabombi. Love
Slurpuff.
I love Swirlix, Slurpuff. And I like Milcery and Alcremie, but I like Swirlix and Slurpuff better. Of all the like little fairy, like Aromatisse and all that kind of stuff, Slurpuff is probably my favorite. Hate psychic types, but I love aliens. So LGM and Behem. I always want to say BHM, but Behem. Do you know why they're called that?
No.
So LGM is LGM, which stands for Little Green Men, which is what they call aliens. And the Behem is BHM, but I forget what that means.
Oh, BHM, Big Hot Mommies.
And then I have Duraludon. I have Duraludon and Archaludon. I love when it's like Pokemon in the city or like Pokemon with jobs. I have my Onix and Steelix. My least favorite type is ground, but I love Sandshrew. And then I have Crabrawler and Cloth just because they fit. I have Scyther, Scizor, the Yanma cards. You know when they say everyone's Pokemon is someone's favorite? This Pokemon is not my favorite, but it's like a heavy honorable mention because I love it and no one else does. I have a page of Durant cards. 4 Durants that are the same card. These two are in English, this one's in Korean. This one we're not sure what language it's in, but I'll look it up and I'll put it somewhere. I have Rhyhorn, Rhydon, and Rhyperior, Knackley, and Knucklestack. And then my one fire type that's in this is Slugma. I love Slugma. Slugma and Macargo I love, but Slugma specifically. One of my first favorite Pokemon was Butterfree, so I have Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree. My cat is obsessed with Venonat. And Venonat was my favorite Pokemon for a while in adulthood, which is why I have this Venonat stuffed animal that my cat has taken. So I have Sabella's Venonat and Venomoth collection. I have Lediba and Ledian, Dwebble and Crustle. These ones in the back are like Pokemon that I love, but I don't have a lot of cards of. Gossifleur and Eldegoss, Morlul and Shiinotic, Cottony and Whimsicott. And then I have all these Zubat and Golbat and Crobat cards. Crobat's the only one I really love. Murkrow, Honchkrow, Snover. I love Snover and Abomasnow. I also love Abomasnow.
Who is that on the Abomasnow card?
That is Bryson? Or is that Price? I have Chinchou and Lantern, who I love. I have one Phanpy, one Carbink. Another rando Pokemon that I love is Wattrel. Kilowattrel is here by association, but I love Wattrel, which I have almost a full page.
Pommy. Oh, we both have that card.
Yeah, I have Pommy and Pomot. Then Mareep, Fluffy, and Ampharos. Ampharos is probably my favorite electric type Pokemon. My phone died, so this looks like a little bit different. It's because it is. But picking up where we left off, these are my dragons. Dragonair, Dragonite, Dratini. I got Drampa. And then these are my miscellaneous like water and ice types that I just don't have many cards of. I feel like you can't be an ice type fan without loving Mamoswine. Yeah, I love Hisuian and Avalugg. Anyway, these are my trainers. These are like the trainer classes. And I have the evil team grunts. And then I have just, for some reason, 3 Bill's maintenances. And then I have my Pride and Joy, my Pokeball collection. I have the Love Ball, which is one of my faves. I don't have the Nest Ball or the Dive Ball, which are my favorite balls.
You have to put like the ultra expensive ones in there.
Can you see yourself?
Up next for me, I have, it's not my binder, it's my boyfriend's binder. Like every other man in existence that plays Pokemon, he has an obsession with the Charizard line.
Breathe fire, big
So
muscle.
he has an entire page of Charmander and Charmeleon, and then he has the start of his collection of his Charizards. He has a Litleo, and then a Pyroar, and then just a regular like fun bulk one. And then the other big one that I wanted to show you is his full art page. So he's got the Keldeo from, I believe, Crown Zenith, Chimecho from Twilight Masquerade.
Twilight Masquerade, yeah.
And a couple other ones. Yeah, that's from the black
I like
and white.
this BM too.
He also has an obsession with dog Pokemon, specifically the Rockruff line. He's got his little Rockruff full art, and at the last card show that I was at, I was trading away a couple like miscellaneous cards that either had like damage that I didn't really like, or just like, I don't know, I wasn't too crazy about. So I found a Lycanroc for him to match his little Rockruff card.
Okay, this next binder I'm also gonna go through pretty quickly. So my favorite game, period, not even my favorite Pokemon game, my favorite game is Pokemon Sapphire. It was one of the first games that I played, but I just fell in love with like the Hoenn region and all that kind of stuff. So what I decided to do is make a Pokédex. So this is like the Hoenn, well, that's not even part of it. So this is my Hoenn binder. So this is the Hoenn Pokemon cards that I have in Pokédex order. I didn't want to leave any gaps, but there are gaps in the Pokédex where I might not have a card for a certain Pokemon. With all of the water types taken out, because they're in a special binder that I'll get to next. It opens with the full arts that I have of the gym leaders. So Roxanne, Brawley. The Flannery card is a little expensive, and this Torkoal card has her very prominently in it. So this is my like sub-in Flannery card. And then Norman, and I have a Rainbow Wallace. Wow! Wow! And if you open it, these are just the smaller versions of the trainers. And then I have these like Spirit Link cards. Then we get into these in Pokédex order. I'm not really gonna shout any out because they're just Pokédex order, but well, I guess I'll shout out some of them. I have this really cool fire Halo that I found. It's part of the Delta species where like they made cards where the Pokemon type wasn't the actual type. I have a bunch of Talo cards because Talo is probably my third favorite Pokemon. Talo and Swellow. I have a bunch of Hariyama, which I love. I have my Aeron and my big boy Agrons. This Meditite I pulled myself, actually, from a pack that Ryder Slowly gave me. My Plusland Minun cards. I am a Minun fan. There's gaps in this, but I have a Volbeat and an Illumise. And if you notice too, these are Pokédex orders. So like I have Roselia, but I don't have Roserade in here because Roserade is not in the Hoenn region. All of my Altarias. I also love Baltoy and Claydol, so I have all of those. I have a bunch of Duskull and Dusclops. I have my Snowruns, which I love, and one Glalie. I also don't have a Metagross card, which I think is interesting. And then I have Regice, Registeel, and not Cunty Regirock. And then I have Deoxys. And that's it for this one. There's a lot of open space, but there's a lot of Pokemon that I don't have yet. I'm planning on trying to get at least one card for every Pokemon. Okay, the first two binders took an hour and that took 11 minutes.
So for my next little batch, I actually have something very special. I have a selection of cards that are a little bit more expensive per se, that I'm gonna be sending in to be graded, and I have them in this little envelope that literally says to be graded. I'm trying to add a couple more to it. I have a few specifics in mind. I obviously want the Dragonite, the full SIR from Ascended Heroes, but there's like a handful of other ones from various sets. I would love a Bubble Mew, but I mean, realistically speaking. So some of them are mine, and then one or two of them are my boyfriend's. So the first one is actually his. It is Mega Charizard X. It is the promo card for the new, I don't think it's Ascended Heroes. I think it's the Mega Evolution box. I'm not sure. The next one is one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 5. I have the Reshiram card. It's from the same Sun and Moon set as the tag teams, but this card is, I think, the second most expensive. It's right after the Zekrom and Pikachu one. Up next is the Mega Dragonite from the Ascended Heroes. It is really, really fierce. It's not the SIR that I wanted, but this is the full art that they do have.
It's a very cool card. The Mega Evolution cards are very cool.
I love that they now have like the kanji for the English cards, and then for the Japanese cards, they have English writing. I think that's so cute. I want to get one of each one and then keep them next to each other. Up next, I have the Pikachu promotion. I think this is the Celebrations Pikachu promo card.
This is SVP. Scarlet and Violet promo?
Maybe. This next one, as you can probably also guess by the Pokemon that it is my boyfriend's. It is Charizard. It is a gold card. I know he has one that's also silver. The Mew SIR from, I want to say Twilight Masquerade as well. No, Crown Zenith.
I was gonna say, is that Crown Zenith?
It's Crown Zenith. Yeah, it is Crown Zenith. So I love Mew as a Pokemon. I think Mew is so cute. Those are all my to be graded cards, so I'm very excited to get to send those in. Oh wait, I did have one more card. This last one is also a Pikachu promotional one. I believe it is also from Crown Zenith. I don't think that it's from the same box. I think one of them is for the ETB, and then the other one is like, you know those like cardboard ones that's like specific Pokemon?
Yeah, that's where I got that Kingdra one.
I think this is from,
it was like a Kingdra box.
Yeah, I think this was like a Pikachu box. This is the big one.
This is my big one.
This is the big one.
This is the big one. So this is my pride and joy. I love it so much. I have a little Walrein sticker on the front because this is my Hoenn water types. There's one honorable mention in here, and I'll explain that once I get to it, but this is my favorite because my favorite Pokemon of all time, when I was a kid, it was Mudkip, now it's Swampert. So we just gotta get into it. We have a page of Mudkips. We have a page of Mudkips, and then we flip it, we have another 2 pages of Mudkips. I have a Halloween and a Christmas like Pokemon card database cards. And then I have one that I randomly found at that card show that's a Pokemon reversal, but it has Mudkip on it. So it's like a cameo card. And then I have my Marshtomp page. I don't have many Swamperts. I have 3 graded Swampert slabs. Those are the only 3 slabs that I have. And I have a little Swampert sticker. I thought about putting it on the binder, but I like it over here. And then this one is cool because Swampert is a water and ground type, but for some reason the types listed on the sticker are water and dragon. And then Swampert's my favorite Pokemon, but I think if I had like a mascot Pokemon, it would definitely be Corphish. I think Corphish is the biggest part of my collection somehow. So I have a lot of like older Corphish. And then I have this one. It's Lana's Aid, but it's a cameo card. So it has Corphish and Surskit in it, but obviously Corphish is like front and center. Next we have my other Pookie, which is Wingull. Love, love, love Wingull. I have so many. And then I have 2 cameo cards for Wingull. So I have the Swablu card that is literally 1 Swablu and then like 17 Wingull, so duh. And then Mr. Briney's Compassion. If you've played the games, you know that Mr. Briney has a Wingull named Pico. And I was just like, I wonder if Pico specifically has ever been on a card. Because there's no defining features. It's not like Pico has like a heart or like an extra stripe or anything. Like, it's just a Wingull, but there's 1 card with Pico on it. And it's right there. And then I have Pelipper over here. Now I have my Carvana, Sharpedo, and my Wailmer cards. I have my Wailords, which I do have a tag team. This is the only tag team that I have. It's Wailord and Magikarp. Then another Pokemon that nobody cares about. In fact, a lot of people hate, but I love, because look at her. Luvdisc. When we were at that card show, I found these 2 in the binder right next to each other. And I had $3 left. And one of them was $1 and one of them was $2. I had Lotad, Lombre, and Ludicolo, Feebas, and Milotic.
Shiny Milotic is best Pokemon of water type shinies, in my opinion.
I want to see that written down.
Did not make any sense.
Yeah. Okay. Spheal, Celio, and Walrein. Clamperl was one that I had like a couple, but I really wanted this Polar card. And then I didn't have a Gorbis or a Huntail, and I remember seeing a Huntail card. I guess I didn't buy it, but I found a Gorbis. I actually told Anemia that I specifically needed a Gorbis card, and then walked 2 steps to a binder and flipped 1 page, and there was 1 Gorbis card. And I said, all right, I'll take it. Barboach and Whiscash were Pokemon that I didn't have. Corsola my honorable mention because I didn't play Generation 2 games until after I played Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Ruby and Sapphire. So I didn't know that Corsola was Generation 2. And in Ruby and Sapphire, there's a town, or I guess it's an island town, that's like, it floats on the backs of Corsolas. So I thought Corsola was a Gen 3 Pokemon until I've known for a while, but I always forget. And then I have a Galarian Cursola. I don't love Galarian Cursola. I'm probably going to take it out once I get another Corsola card, but she's in there to fill space for right now. Then I have my cast forms. I know what you're saying. They're not a water type. I don't care. Then my Relicanth cards. I love Relicanth. And then I have Surskit and Masquerain, which Masquerain is not technically water type. It loses the water type, but I love Masquerain and Surskit is a water type. And I have my Kyogre cards. I got all of those at the card show too, I think. Thank you so much for watching this video. Anemia's information and my information will all be in the description. Those TikToks with it. Pray for my grandpa, he's dying. If you want to see Anemia back on the channel, or if you want to see anything from me specifically, fuck that hoe.
Or if you want to come with us sometime to a Pokemon card show, we have a couple.
Don't offer that.
I don't mean in person. I don't mean actually show up.
Oh, if you want to vlog it. Oh, what are you doing? I'm gonna go before Anemia copyright strikes me again. I love you. Mwah.
Your natural egg yo is so satisfying.
You just wanted to say egg.
Yo.
I like your egg, yo.
Oh.